Yo, people are big mad over this student loan forgiveness. Like, big mad. Hi everyone, this is Camilla the Focus Spender, and welcome to my channel where I teach you how to get out of debt, save more money, and invest so that you can build wealth and leave a lasting legacy. So yesterday it was announced that the government will be canceling $10,000 worth of student loan debt for anyone who makes under $125,000, and if you're married and filing jointly, if you make less than $250,000. And if you were the recipient of a Pell Grant, which goes to low-income individuals, you will be getting an additional $10,000 forgiven in your student loans. I thought this was great. I was excited. I posted about it, but then I started to notice that people are big mad. I put it on my TikTok, my Instagram, and my YouTube, and the responses were kind of varying. But one thing I noticed is that there are a lot of people that are mad. And honestly, they're mad on the left and the right. Some people are mad because it didn't go far enough. They're like, this is crazy. You know, student loan debt is so big. This is a drop in the bucket. Some people are mad because they're like, this is racist. You know, only Black people have student loans. I'm not going to touch that. And then other people are mad because they either didn't have student loans or they've already paid off their student loans. And they're like, well, I had to do it, then why couldn't you do it? And as someone that has paid off $65,000 worth of student loan debt, I took 3 years. I hustled like crazy. I gave up so much fun and freedom just because I was trying to pay off my student loan debt. I'm here to say that I'm not mad. I am not mad at all. So a few months ago, I got a text message from a former colleague, and this is what it said. Random question for you. The government forgiving student loans, how do you feel about it? And I wrote, hey, I think something needs to be done on a tiered basis as opposed to blanket forgiveness for everyone. She says, interesting. My knee-jerk reaction is the forgiveness is unfair to people like you who worked their butt off to pay off the debt. That unfairness is the biggest reasons why I don't think it's a good idea. And I wrote, yes, but I also didn't have crippling debt and I have a good job now. I have family members with a lot of student loan debt and low paying jobs, and I don't know how they're going to dig their way out. I don't understand why people are so mad. I get it. I get that you have a choice. Everyone has a choice, and people feel like they made a choice to pay off their debt, or they worked hard and now they're not getting to see that benefit. I hear it, but I guess I don't get it as much. I made a lot of decisions in my life. I decided when I was going to college that I did not want to stay in New York City. I did not want to go to a CUNY. A CUNY is the City University of New York. There are tons of CUNYs in New York City, and they're very inexpensive, and they're, a great option for someone to go to. My dad went to a CUNY and he did fine for himself, but he also really wanted me to go away to college. Like, he was like, you need to go away to college. My dad is an immigrant. He came here when he was 14 years old, so he didn't really he didn't understand what it meant to go away to school until he was much older, and he wanted that for his children. So I went away to school. But I could have stayed in New York City and paid a lot less. However, when I was picking my college, I decided this is the very best school possible. I went to a really good school. I was like, this is the very best school, and they're giving me a lot of money. And so that means I don't have to take out that many loans. I do have to take out loans, but I don't have to take out that many loans. When I went to grad school, I wanted to go to NYU because they had a really good program, but I could have gone to a CUNY again. There was a CUNY Baruch College that had the same program. Baruch's program was $10,000. NYU's program was $40,000. I made that decision that I wanted to go to this school because I wanted the name recognition. I wanted that to help my career. I also made the decision to pay off all of my student loan debt, meaning I didn't have to make that decision. Nobody forced me. I realized that I did not want to have that debt saddle me. I wanted to pay it off right away so that I could do other things with my life. Other people made other decisions, and I can't knock them for it. I could have just said, I'm going to pay off my debt on schedule. And guess what? If I had done that, I probably would have gotten some portion of that forgiven because I still would have been paying off that debt. And I would have paid a ton of money in interest. And I would not have been able to invest the way I did. I wouldn't have the net worth that I do right now had I made the decision to not pay off my student loan debt. So I made the very best decision for me. Now, I do have people in my family who are not in the same circumstance that I'm in. When I was paying off my debt, one, I didn't have children. I mean, I still don't, but I didn't have children. And I live in New York City where salaries are high. I see salaries of people who do similar jobs around the country, and it's not the same as it is in New York City. But then I also have a low cost of living. My co-op that I own costs, I don't want to say nothing, but it costs nothing in comparison to rents that I see or mortgages that I see in New York City. So I had this huge buffer where I'm making a good salary and I'm not paying a lot of money in rent. I don't have children, and so I can make that decision to pay off this debt in earnest. Whereas other people, they don't have that luxury. They just don't have that luxury. I had the luxury of saying, I'm going to get all these extra jobs because I had time on my hand. I know so many people who would love to have side hustles and who would love to do other things, who would love to start a YouTube channel because they're so creative, but they can't because they have children and there is literally no time. I'm just saying everyone's circumstance is different, and it's not okay for me to be upset. You could be upset, you could be mad, but it's not okay for me to be upset at this happening. Oh, forgiveness happened. I'm upset because I could have just taken the last 20 years to continue paying off my debt, and then now maybe a portion of it would be canceled. So that is my rant. That is my rant. It's funny, like I see one person that I know who's really upset. Actually, they just want a tax credit. They're like, I did everything I needed to do. I made all the right decisions, and I don't see why I'm not getting the benefit. And I'm thinking, I know you make at least $200,000 by yourself. So the anger is from all sides, and some of it I just don't get. I am not mad. If you want to be mad, that is completely your right to be mad. Camilla, I am not mad. I am happy. I'm also thinking about people I know who are struggling right now and how this is going to help them. It's not going to propel them into wealth, but it's going to help them because now they have a little bit more flexibility. So that is what I have to say. Let me know in the comments what you think. Thank you. Bye-bye.